You acknowledged keeping your emotions in check. So I guess in a tense game like this, tense environment, I guess where does your mind, your competitiveness go when, occasionally teammates, kind of have to come in and redirect you away from the refs?
Well, I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best. But my teammates do a really good job of that. They think I'm funny. They think it's funny. So, and then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. Like, she's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she ends up with a technical. And she didn't really do anything. She was just standing there, so that's what was funny to me. I think I did a better job. I still thought there was like a couple moments there where I could have been a little bit better. But now it's basically over. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I don't want to be getting technicals at all. So, and my mom doesn't want that for me either. And I don't want to pay any more fines. So I'm done with that.
Okay, the last one.
I brought that noise, and the fact that she could not gonna be a three-pointer especially bad did the hottest topic circulating in the WNBA as of the present time suggests the meteoric rise of Caitlin Clark, and now she's not only setting records but also ruffling some views among the more seasoned players as Clark does her rookie campaign and WNBA. As she manages to inspire, of course, plenty of envy among old-timers. However, this is not just a case of one player. This is a case of a generation conflict that is likely to change the perception of the entire basketball environment. Without further ado, let's begin. Caitlin Clark goes above and beyond the rookie status in no time. Clark is already registered more than 60 individual WNBA records. This figure is unimaginable in the history of the WNBA league. From scoring and assists to three-pointers, Clark's name is found on the often sibly steep record sheets, and there are more supports for that. But I think what makes her unique is not the records, but record-breaking is only the beginning with the current path. Death of her achievements, she is raising the bar of the status quo preconceived from the rookies, compelling the league to rethink the word potential. Clark challenges the status quo in the WNBA, but as Caitlin breaks more records, it is evident that she is doing more than just making sports history. She is paving the way for the scope of greatness that will be sought after by a new wave of players, and it will be well above the court, but there are always only hurdles to overcome, such as jealousy just for cable and but USA back home. And if you're going to break the record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it. Yeah, that are gonna record. But as Caitlin Clark is the all-time whatever it is, I don't even know what the number is, but that the way it'll be, and I don't think it should be. Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots again. And I like that lawyer and some cynics from older people from which she has gained her success. It is becoming more challenging to achieve success, especially, and Caitlin Clark's eagerly entering the WNBA, as it was at the start of the WCCFL. Recently retired staff Sheryl Swoopes, one of the most well-known figures, has openly expressed doubts as to whether Clark should be regarded in such lofty terms. But Swoopes, his doubts are not simply a crisis of confidence as far as Clark is concerned. Rather, it is a resistance to the kind of changes rumbling across the league. For veterans like Swoopes, there's always a struggle to accommodate the new direction, especially with the new sensation debuting like Clark, who threatens to overshadow all the hard work but so many years establishing a certain status. Swoopes, his remarks have laid a contentious path wherein both the fans and players have taken upsides. Some think that obviously Swoopes is worried about something, which is the league needs to be careful about how quickly they tend to pay promote a rookie. Other people interpret it as an envy as his response to advancing ages. However, whatever the reasons that Swoopes has, one thing is inescapable: Caitlin Clark is causing an upheaval of the established order in the league. This strife between the veterans and meshing talent has intensified the generational gap, and WNBA, where the likes of Swoopes have led the league and its upsurges, they are now consumed by a new wave that allows heretical acts of breaking their records. They worked hard to cement. For Swoopes and other like-minded people, the arrival of a player like Clark is a bit bittersweet. On one hand, they feel all that they have done in the game is coming to pass as a new generation takes over. On the other hand, the changes occurring and perhaps too fast for them. Swoopes' scrutiny concerning Clark also emphasizes another phenomenon about the league: the review of past legacies and search for new legacies. As the league continues to gain new stars such as Clark, there will be a need for the WNBA management to adapt balance, respecting the old ways, including how veteran players are appreciated With the introduction of the young guns that are essential to the growth of the league caught in the turmoil that Sheryl Swoopes has caused, another former WNBA star Cynthia Cooper has joined the fray against Caitlin Clark. There is a supportive streak and Cooper that makes her stand by Clark that is not only expressions of admiration and support instead of tearing down the rising stars. Cooper believes that better and should be guiding them, if not the development of the league will be stunted. Cooper's comments also prove the generational difference between the veterans like her and those who may possibly feel inconvenienced by the change. Cooper says that Clark's success is worthy of pride from every angle and not something to be feared. She understands that for the WNBA to grow it must be able to develop new superstars, and that the league cannot rest on the success that it has currently achieved through supporting athletes such as Clark. The veterans can help this evolution, transferring their knowledge and experience to the younger generation of athletes. This message of seeking help is directed towards everyone in the league, even in the WNBA. With regard to Cooper's cooperation with Clark, one lesson is for other veterans: there is no need to regard a new generation of stars as a threat. Instead, one has to look for ways how else one can extend the glory of the league effectively by taking a responsible role in the construction of future players. Older players must recognize that their influence will be great later than their active career. Cooper's defensive Clark is also popular among the fans, many of whom are impressed with the idea of young people working with the older leaders of the team. It also stresses the aspect of the Women's National Basketball Association is more than just competition, but a shared purpose of growing the game of women's basketball. Even as Clark continues to add her name on the league, the likes of Cynthia Cooper and other legends will be crucial in making sure that she and the WNBA can achieve her maximum potential. The recent saga with Caitlin Clark and Sheryl Swoopes also reveals another hidden tension within the WNBA: the generational divide between old heads and new blood. This is not merely about to individual players, it is about the league and the orientation that it will take here forward. There are the old elks, the so-called veterans, players who have spent their entire career building the WNBA to what we know today. There are those young and talented and entrepreneurial players like Clark and others who have just joined the league and are willing to change the game as it is known. Challenging an opponent is more than mere competition. It gives one enough reason to wonder what might have instigated such a struggle, and only the growth of any sport can explain such changing jail patterns emerging. The older generation are getting used to breaking their records as well as seeing less influence, and for the younger generation, zeal to conquer and bring a new age contributes to the transition. When it comes to the WNBA, this generation gap brings benefits but also problems. The league has to respect its legacy while at the same time are looking forward so that the efforts of the old players and the new ones do not go unnoticed. For players like Clark, this dramatic confrontation is a sword with to blame. They are abolishing boundaries and rousing congratulatory remarks for their exploits. That's one side. They are being abused and raising eyebrows from those who feel that the league is advancing and to faster pace. The solution and managing this turmoil is looking for middle ground. Unfortunately, that means veterans and the rookies are pitched against each other instead of supporting each other. But the way to catapult oneself to the forefront of the league is not driven by fame alone. There is authority, and it as well. Apart from her commendable performances on the court, Clark is a well-respected figure in the eyes of children and represents women's athletics. As she does so, she has the capacity to lead a whole new batch of competitors and help explain the game into fresh territory and help raise the level of the WNBA. It is no longer a fight that Caitlin Clark only wins, it is a battle that the whole league and the WNBA wins. Thank you for watching our program. As usual, do not forget to like, drop a comment and subscribe for more. Content is so incredibly important. We have to breathe.